Yo, what up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Oh My God, Tectone just looks at leaks and then he acts like their predictions. Episode like 8. So 2.1 is right around the corner. And what can I say? I'm kind of savior of the unwashed masses. They call me the divinator. They call me the predictor of the future. And that's exactly what we're doing here today. But first, you should check out my Twitch in the link in the description and pinned comment and join us because the Dev live stream is happening on Friday and you can come hang out there with me, bro, and get free and finally talk to your hero Twitch chat. Okay, so I will be attempting to predict everything that I hope / want will be in, the 2.1 update. Obviously, some of them are going to be a little bit unreasonable because I can't help it. I just want to see the things that I want to be in the game, and I want the things that I don't want to not be in the game. So this is going to be a pretty greedy list. It's going to be a pretty greedy list because this is going to be very hard to live up to the hype of Inazuma, but I have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen. So, first thing that we just get out of the way is that there is going to be an island added to the game. I'm pretty sure that was pretty much confirmed that there's going to be 3 islands added at some point in the Inazuma update. And I think we're going to be getting like the Electro Island, which if you go right here, you can see it. And I think it's either right here or it's right here. So I think we're getting big Electro Island in 2.1. Maybe we're getting a random one, but let me tell you why these islands are important. There is going to be 3 new characters for patch 2.1. Now, that is not a prediction, that is a spoiler. Now, this is a prediction. I believe that the Ball banner is coming first, and I believe that the Kokomi banner is going to be second. Ball banner, I believe, is going to be with Kujo-Sara, because why the fuck would Kujo-Sara be on the Kokomi banner when they're literally battling? So I think the first banner of 2.1 is going to be Ball and Sarah. This is going to be a spicy prediction. I think that this banner is going to be the most wailed on banner in the history of Genshin. If not, at least the top 3. There is so much hype for this banner. There is going to be so much hype for this banner. Ball should be incredible because Mihoyo is pretty much forced into a position where, like, oh, dude, are you going to make the Archons not OP? Oh, my God. I'm going to bitch. So Ball's probably going to be fucking broken. I have no idea what Kujo-Sara is going to be, but, I mean, if they're dead-ass making another 4-star Electro Archer, Fish, that's hard competition. That is incredibly stiff competition. I mean, Fish has to be one of the best units in the entire game, especially at C6. Like, she is unreplaceable for Tartaglia and Yoimiya comp. So, I have no idea what the fuck Kujo-Sara is going to do. I'm hoping she isn't just the same. I'm hoping she's like a burst main DPSer, but I have no idea. But here's the other thing. I think Ball is going to be one of the most well-known banner in the history of Genshin. And I think Kokomi is going to be one of the most skipped. And here's why. As you all know, Chi-Chi is one of the worst characters in the entire game. And from every single thing that I've seen from Kokomi, and I could be completely wrong. I have not looked at the leaks. I have no idea what she does. But she really seems like she's going to be a healer. And I don't know how the fuck they're going to make a healer be good. But I don't know who the fuck is going to want to wail on a healer. But I don't. She actually might be the first character that I might skip, and that's cap. Y'all know I'm going to roll regardless because I got to get everybody. But I don't know, man. Kokomi is not looking good. It's really not looking good. Now, let me take you one step further for my next predictions, okay? There are 3 new characters, okay? At this point, Dvalin, the Wolf Boss, Azhdaha, and Tartaglia pretty much all have the same amount of character units that need their mats in order to ascend their talents, which is why I believe in 2.1 we are getting a raid boss. One of the bosses like Azhdaha, whatever they're called, I don't know what they're called. What are they called? Fucking... What are these shits called? Big Giga Fat Boy fight that's like a domain but it's not a domain. I guess a weekly boss. I like calling them raids. I don't fucking know. And I think it's going to be right here. Okay? Currently, there's a bunch of motherfuckers blocking this tower. I think we're going to fight Ball for the weekly boss right here, or some bitch that attacks Ball in order for us to gain sympathy for Ball, which I'll get into later. And there's also most likely going to be another fight, like the Pyro Hypostasis, the Magu Kenki, and the other bitch, Rocket Ship Man, on the secret island over here. Is what I believe. Is what I believe. Now, I don't know who the raid boss is going to be, whether it's going to be Ball or Scaramouche. I'm seeing a lot of people say Senora, but I have no idea how the fuck Senora would ever be even a remote idea for the raid boss unless she really comes in hard for the main story. But I don't know why I've seen so many people saying Senora, but I don't fucking get that. Okay? Now, let me tell you why those raid bosses and the dungeon fights, or the domain fights, are so important. And that's because I also think that we're going to be getting a main story. Because we cannot get Ball as a character when legit all we know her as right now is the motherfucker who killed Kazuha's friend. And there are some people who said, oh, bro, they duel. It was fair game. He knew what he signed up for. Fuck that shit, dude. Okay? I want to know why the fuck she killed Kazuha's friend, and I want her to apologize. Okay? Say, oh, my bad. All's forgiven, Ball. You got big boobies. I'm an easy man to please. Okay? The Ball really hot, I ain't gonna cap. Okay, so I think there's gonna be a main story wrap-up. Maybe wrap up for the Ball section and then maybe get some other characters involved, because I feel like Ball's story is hopefully going to finish up with the main story. I really hope we get a Ball story quest and a big Kagomi quest, but I might be being greedy, but I can't remember the last time we got a 5-star that we didn't. And I'm also really hoping for a Kujo Sara story quest, but I don't think that's going to happen. But fuck, I really wish that it would. Another thing, those are all the things that I'm pretty damn confident about, because all of that shit is like, it's like methodical, right? Like it makes sense, like the slow build each time of the pieces connecting together to get a whole update. Like that makes sense. And if it doesn't, that was at least my line of logic why I think everything else is coming. The next thing that I think we are going to get is I think we're going to get a boss rush event. I think we're probably going to get a ley line burner event, because it's just a quick fucking throwaway. There's going to be so much other content, like an entirely new fucking island that's going to be dope as shit. I also am hoping to God we get a garden buff, because I'm not sure if anybody here has actually used the garden, but it is so fucking bad, it's shocking. What is it, like 4 plants every 3 days? Like, what the actual fuck? And I'm hoping we get a couple more Inazuma related pieces to go decorate our islands with. I would love that. But will it happen? I don't fucking know. Would it be dope if it happened? Yeah, it fucking would. But will it? I don't fucking know. Okay? So there's that, there's all that shit. And now I'm going to leave it up to chat. Chat! Is there anything that y'all think that I missed? Maybe a couple events that y'all think might be coming to Genshin Impact. Oh, is it the anniversary event? Is the anniversary event? Oh, Hangouts. Okay. Oh, we're getting Aloy. We are getting Aloy. That's right. We're getting Aloy, and there's also the anniversary event, which I have no idea what's going to happen with that. I have no idea. We're already getting Aloy, which is going to be a free 5-star, but Aloy, I'm super stoked. If y'all don't know, I'm actually doing a Horizon Zero Dawn playthrough on my Twitch just to get to know Aloy, because Genshin Impact's very important to me, and I want to make sure I know every single character. And I can say this right now, if you have not played Horizon Zero Dawn, you should come to my Twitch to watch me play it or play it yourself. The game is an absolute fucking masterpiece, and like, Aloy makes sense to come to Genshin. She actually makes sense, which is the beautiful thing about this collab, because I feel like they put a lot of care into who or who they weren't going to put into this stuff. I'm stoked. I don't think she's going to be that good. At the end of the day, she's going to be stuck at C0, so for me, a fucking whale. It'll be nice being able to test a character at the same play field as everybody else, but I don't know how strong they're going to make them. And I'm really, really hoping that when we do get Aloy, it's at least explained why she's here. Because if it's not, that's going to make me kind of smudge, because like, it's just going to feel like a random fucking chick in the Genshin Impact world. Like, why the fuck are you here? And maybe we, don't get that until 2.2 when everybody can have her, but for right now, I don't know. I truly don't know. Anywho, those are pretty much all my predictions for 2.1. Let me know if there's anything that y'all think's coming that I didn't get here, but I feel like this is probably the most accurate I'll ever be for a prediction video, because right now, everything that I said that's coming to the game kind of just needs to happen. And I have like a train of thought on why each thing should and most likely will be coming to the game. But once again, these are just predictions, not spoilers, except for the whole Aloy thing coming. And I hope you all enjoyed the video. Catch you all on my Twitch. Once again, link in the description and pinned comment. And thank you all for my support on my streams, because it's really nice when y'all come here and I get to know y'all. Hope you're all having a good day. Take it easy. Catch you all on the next one.
Yo Techie, looking cute today. I'm going to do you a favor. No, it's not tickle your balls, but I'm going to ask you to keep away from my account and never ever review it. Eggies clap.
Yo, Toxic Yosh, let me on your account right fucking now. Let me on your fucking account right fucking now. I swear to God. I swear to God. Oh, I will not stop until I review your account. God fucking damn it, dude. Fuck. God damn it, you found my weakness, man. Shit. Am I confused? You're fucking kidding. I don't give a fuck. Bye-bye. That can happen?
Riddle me this. What does ball Can someone tell me what's up with Genshin and masks? Fatui have them, Hilichurls have them, Abysslings have them, these guys. It seems like a lot of our humanoid enemies with questionable powers have them. So what's the deal? Why are they masking up? And does it even matter? What, you thought this video was about eyes? Why, just because of the title mentions them? Okay, well, you're right. I do want to talk about eyes today, but in order to do that, we'll need to take a little trip down to Maskland, because that's what got me thinking about eyes in the first place. Quick disclaimer. This is a theory video. While I will be referencing a lot of things from the game that are definitely true in canon, please recognize that the way I'm stitching them together might not be. Please don't take this video as fact, as it is only speculation until new content comes out that either confirms or refutes it. And as always, please make sure to do your own independent research and don't take what I say as an absolute truth. I am only human. I will get things wrong. Got all that? Great. Let's get to it. To start, let's take a look at what we know. As of version 1.6, there are 3 enemy classes focused on masks. Plus Child, who's a boss and gets his own mention. These classes are Hilichurls, Abysslings, and the Fatui. Please note that I will not be discussing Yaksha masks, just because I think the Yakshas deserve their own deep dive at some point in the future. Anyway, Hilichurl masks can be split into 4 main types: Hili, Nida, Lara, and Sama. If you're not aware, Hilichurls have kind of an evolutionary process of sorts, where they start off as Hilis, then they can grow up big and strong like a Nida or a Lara, before they grow old and turn into Samas, or so we think. This is based on their in-game descriptive text, which is provided to us by the scholar L. Musk, not Ella Musk. This is her dad. And his reliability we're not 100% certain on. Hili masks are the most basic of the masks, but they're also the masks that dragged me down this rabbit hole to begin with, because I couldn't figure out why they had no holes. I mean, without holes for their eyes, how do they see? Without holes for their mouth, how do they eat or breathe? So I recruited the help of some of the lovely Hilichurl anthropologists on the Conria Discord server, link in the description, and they informed me that because Hilichurls have words for colors and are seen cooking food, that they are definitely not blind and they definitely do eat. Oh, I know. It seems like a really boring answer. The Hilichurls probably just take off their masks to eat, right? And maybe the mask is somewhat transparent so they can see through it? Normally I'd agree, but you see, beneath the mask in the model, there's nothing. No face, no eyes, no nose, no mouth, just fur. You could argue that this is just a trick to save polygons for rendering. But is it really? I mean, characters who wear eye patches like Kaya and Beto, or masks like the Fatui, have their faces rendered. Okay, some of them do. I can't actually confirm that there are faces for the Fatui units like the Gunners, since I don't have the models, but I'm going to ignore them for a moment, because there's evidence to suggest that Hilichurls don't have faces at all, or at least not complete faces. I mean, I suppose Hilichurls could have a face behind their furry mane things, but that would not explain how they can see while wearing their masks and also through all of that hair. In fact, there's visual evidence of part of a face for Hilichurls, but not an entire face. Let me explain. Nida and Lara masks actually have eye holes, but no visible eyes, and they still lack a mouth. But then you get to the Sama masks, and those have 2 eye slots, just like the Nida and the Laras. But we know that those eye slots aren't functional. And how do we know this? Because Samachurls only have 1 eye. 1 eye. And that eye looks out through the mouth of the mask. You see that? You see the little thing? You see a wiggle? You see it's following it. Okay, I don't want to look at that. Just make him go away. Just go away. Ugh. Anyway, if Samachurls have 1 eye, then that implies that Hilis, Midas, and Laras might have 1 eye too, because that 1 eye is huge and right in the middle of their face area. So it's not like they've just lost 1 eye or grew 1 eye, I think. So why do Mida and Lara masks have 2 eye slits if they only have 1 eye, or any eyes at all? I mean, they still can't see out of their masks, right? And speaking of creatures that have masks but no faces, did you know that abyss mages also have no faces? I'm serious, there's no visible faces. And you know how I know that? Just watch these little jerks. Whenever they warp, they take their mask off, then they pop it back on again. Why? No idea. Well, I have one idea, but we'll get to that. What I really want to focus on here is the fact that abyss mages have the same furry manes as the Hilichurls, wear a mask, and also lack a visible face. It's really coincidental. Abyss heralds and lectors, on the other hand, also have masks, but it's not like we can tell whether or not they have faces underneath. I don't even think we can check because I think MiHoYo has their masks rendered as part of their heads. Still, just like the Laraturls, Abyss Lectors and Heralds have two glowing eyes. At least I think Heralds have two glowing eyes. I mean, are those eyes? I think those are eyes. In fact, I'd argue that the Lector's mask is actually pretty similar to a Laraturl mask. This is pretty weird if you consider the progressive evolutionary chain of Hilichurls to be a similar progression to that of the Abysslings. It implies that an Abyss Mage could grow up to be a Lector or Herald or whatever their element equivalent name is. That's pretty weird. Anyway, we'll come back to this, but for now, let's talk Fatui. Mask wearing among the Fatui appears to be mandatory regardless of rank. Fatui members only take off their masks on rare occasions in the story when they're trying to pretend that they're not Fatui. But still, every single Fatui agent, the assassins, gunners, season mages, all of them are completely masked. Interestingly, only 3 types of Fatui agents have delusions on their outfit, and those 3 have both eyes marked or cut into their masks, while the remaining Fatui only have 1 glowing eye. Just 1. In fact, the Hydro and Cryo Gunners don't even look like they have a hole for a second eye. Just 1 eye hole. So season mages, assassins, and harbingers all use delusions instead of visions, except for Childe, who has both, but we don't count him. And since delusions are unique to the Fatui, and the Fatui are the only human organization to make mask wearing mandatory, I gotta wonder, is there a connection there? Now, we've only met 3 harbingers, but while we can see both Signora and Scaramouche's mask, Scars is on the top of his hat, their delusions are not visible on their body. That leaves Childe, whose mask is visible on his head and whose delusion is on the back of his vision, so let's talk about him for a bit. Childe is an oddity in Genshin, because he has both a vision, a delusion, and he also has abyssal training, courtesy of an impromptu 3-month accidental vacation to the Abyss when he was a child. This gives him basically 3 options while fighting. Option 1 is his normal fighting stance, where he uses Hydro without the use of a mask. There's honestly not much to talk about here, because in this form he's basically like any average vision user. Option 2, however, has him swapping from his vision powers to his Electro Delusion while donning his mask. Anyway, he's not too different power-wise, but he does gain a couple of new tricks. It's kind of hard to tell if anything else changes with him on like a mental level because Childe is a little unhinged to begin with. But option 3 is where things get weird. He undergoes a full body transformation, which he's dubbed Foul Legacy. This transformation also morphs his mask to the point where there's no longer any holes for the eyes or the mouth. Unless you think that big gem in the middle is his eye. It could be, I have no idea. The point is, the mask changes, and this is something that's unique to Childe, since he has some ideas about how to access abyssal power. That may be why Foul Legacy's design has a lot in common with the Abyss Heralds and Lectors. In fact, several of his attacks are identical to the one the Abyss Heralds have. He also floats like an Abyss Lector while attacking with both Hydro and Electro, something he was incapable of doing before with his vision and his delusion. And he also has one of only 3 instances of the Galaxy Cape in the game, the other 2 belonging to the notorious Paimon, and the other to Dainsleif, the Bowkeeper. Normally, I'd suggest that this is just an aesthetic thing, but Dainsleif is wearing a half mask over the right side of his face, just like Signora. We know this half mask is hiding some abyssal corruption, and you can see it peeking out from the bottom of the mask, but Childe also has ties to abyssal power, and he also has something weird going on with his right eye. That's kind of weirdly coincidental and implies that Signora might have something weird going on with her right eye too that we just haven't seen yet. What's that you say? There's nothing wrong with Childe's eye? Take another look at Childe's delusion form. Notice that he only has his right eye visible. He doesn't have a left eye when he's using his delusion. Childe's stronger delusion form has him using only one eye. Okay, so child delusion form has no left eye while wearing a mask. So why is this important? Well, Signora is only seen wielding cryo while wearing her mask. Child doesn't use his delusion without wearing his mask, and he doesn't use his abyssal powers without one either. And in the manga, Diluc uses his mask when using his father's delusion, which, by the way, is the same delusion that killed his father, who at the time was not wearing a mask. So was the lack of mask the reason Crepus died? It's definitely a possibility. This has led me to believe that delusions require masks in order to be used safely. But since Abyss mages, lectors, and heralds are from, well, the Abyss, and also have masks instead of faces, there's also a possibility that delusions might run or draw from abyssal power. This would make delusions the perfect counterpart to visions, as one would come from the Abyss and the other from Celestia. Weirded out by all of the instances of singular eyes, I decided there were enough coincidences to warrant some out-of-game research. And that, friends, is how I stumbled upon the Eye of Ra. Yes, Ra, the Egyptian sun god. I spent all week reading Egyptian mythology in my spare time. That stuff is wild. Anywho, quick disclaimer. Egyptian mythos is a little more fluid than other mythologies. Egyptian myths are more like mythemes, meaning rather than being a specific story about a specific god, they tend to have a lot of room for variation. So as long as the general moral of the story gets across, it doesn't matter so much the specifics. It's hard to explain, but you'll see what I mean. Now, the Eye of Ra is the sun god Ra's right eye. But it's also separate from him and represents his feminine counterpart, meaning it always manifests as a goddess, while still being an actual eye in some myths, but always functioning as an extension of Ra's power, independently. The eye's purpose is to subdue Ra's enemies and is most commonly symbolized by a lioness, cobra, flames, the red sky of sunrise, and the morning star of dawn. I'll be referencing this in a later video, just make note of it. Ra fights every day against the forces of chaos which threaten the cosmic order of Ma'at. In the myth known as the destruction of mankind from the Book of the Heavenly Cow, Ra sends his eye to punish the humans that denied his authority. This eye manifests as the furious goddess Hathor, or Bastet, or Sekhmet, who massacres everybody without mercy. She then goes rogue, so to prevent her from killing all of humanity on accident, he tricks her by making her drink red wine, which she mistakes for blood in order to get her drunk so she'll calm down and go home, which she does. And for some reason, this myth reminds me so much of the sustainer of heavenly principles. She's upholding the will of the divine, smiting humans with her blood-red eye-covered cubes. Incidentally, when the eye is not near Ra, he's considered weakened. And since he's the god of the sun, the Egyptians associated this state of Ra with a solar eclipse because the light is weak. So which civilization fell during an eclipse? This whole story surrounding the one eye has some weird and uncomfortable implications for all the enemies we're fighting that only have one visible eye. And then there's this guy. Remember him? This black snake with two different colored eyes? I actually do have something to mention about these two differently colored eyes. You see, there was an opposing eye to Ra's right, and that is the Eye of Horus, the left eye. Horus wasn't a sun god exactly, but he was considered a sky deity. His left eye was said to represent the moon, and his right eye was said to represent the sun. Unlike the Eye of Ra, which manifests as a separate goddess when it leaves him, Horus loses his left eye in a conflict with the god Set. Set usually steals it and does something horrible to it, leaving another deity to retrieve it and return it to Horus. Sometimes there's some questionable activities that result in the eye being ingested by Set, who then births the god Thoth from his head, and then Thoth is supposed to be the eye, reincarnated. Other times, though, Thoth is the one who heals Horus's eye and isn't born from it. Listen, I said Egyptian myth was fluid. I meant it. This cycle of losing the eye and having it returned to Horus was associated with the waxing and the waning of the moon. This is strengthened by the idea that Thoth was considered a lunar deity and incidentally was also considered the father of alchemy. If you want to learn more about why that matters here, you may want to watch my video on the Emerald Tablet. I'll leave a link in the description. Some myths even consider Ra and Horus to be the same god, calling them Ra Horakti, or Ra who is Horus of the two horizons. Let's circle back to the Genesis snake for a moment, as I have called him. That is his name now, Genesis snake. I believe this is supposed to represent the duality of two opposing forces, the sun and the moon, or Celestia and the abyss. Why a snake? Well, both the Eye of Ra and the Eye of Horus were considered to be Wadjet eyes, and Wadjet being a goddess that takes the form of a snake and is typically depicted as a snake encircling a big, round, red ball that's supposedly the sun. The sun in general was often depicted alongside a cobra, as was Egyptian royalty, and the Eye of Ra was also sometimes called the Hathor of the Four Faces, and was depicted by a set of four cobras facing each cardinal direction. The god of chaos, Apep, was also said to be a giant serpent, and he was Ra's greatest adversary. In fact, he was known as the World Encircler, which many of us might recognize today as the Ouroboros. Now tell me, who in Genshin has the constellation Ouroboros? I'll tell you who. It's Dainsleif, the Bowkeeper, the Keeper of the World Tree, the former royal guard of Conria with a cosmic cape like Child in Paimon, a mask on the right side of his face like Kaya and Senora, with a weird blue power that has an eerie organic look to counterbalance the cubical ordered abilities of the Sustainer herself. In the same way returning Ra's eye to him restored his full power, the Animoculi and the Geoculi are, well, oculi that we return to the statues of seven. Oculi, meaning eye in Latin, suggests that these eyes are eyes of elements being offered to God in exchange for gifts. For what purpose, I'm not really sure, but there may be a connection with eyes or the ability to see and perceive being associated with obtaining or restoring one's power. Consider, too, that visions are known as the eyes of God, while delusions are known as evil eyes in Chinese, and the traveler who possesses neither has the ability of elemental sight. Gaining these eyes grants the bearers great power, just like the Eye of Ra. Only visions and delusions do not appear as independent entities, unless you count gemstones as independent entities. But they're not sentient, I don't think. The visions, being a gift from the divine, are granted based on unknown criteria and do not appear to have any obvious setbacks. Delusions, on the other hand, appear to have a slightly more pronounced cost. Now, this is where things get a little dicey, so bear with me. Abyss lectors have a line in their description that says they tell of a power that corrodes human intellect. We can probably assume that this power is related to the Abyss, since all Abysslings preach the power of the Abyss, and since the Abyss Herald speaks to Dainsleif about his corruption, I'm going to make the assumption that abyssal power might be the same power that corrupts the mind and corrodes human intellect. This may even be the same kind of effect that Zhongli was talking about during the quest with Kunjun and Azhdaha. The erosion. It's a bit of a stretch, but it makes sense when you think about it. Durin, for example, came from the Conrian underground, but was corrupted as heck and possibly even delusional. He was born of abyssal power, maybe, and if he was, that would explain a lot. Dainsleif comments in the Travail trailer that his memory is fading, and that might have something to do with the corruption that the Abyss Herald commented on. So what if the more you lose your senses, the more delusional you become, the more you lose your sense of self, your face? What if that's the reason why the Abysslings wear masks but have no faces? What if hilichurls are people who were corrupted so badly that they've lost their sense of self to the point where they've just become indistinguishable from any other hilichurls? I mean, we know that most, if not all, of the abysslings are the people of Conria. So what's stopping hilichurls from being people too? I mean, there's a lot of evidence to suggest that abysslings and hilichurls are likely two different strains of the same kind of creature. Consider the following design choices. Masks that evolve as the entity gets stronger, a large furry mane that encircles the head and the neck, a complete lack of a visible face, 2 moth-like antennae, and similar markings on their clothing and body. And then if we expand our search a little to include Child, who has ties to the Abyss, things get more interesting. He has just about everything in common with abysslings and hilichurls, as well as something new. Do you see those spikes on his back? Notice their shape. Those spikes happen to match the spikes that grow on the back of the Samachurls through their manes. And if you want to go really wild, take another look at Kaya. While he has no foul legacy transformation, he is from Conria, and he does have a lot in common with the hilichurls and the abysslings.
Yes.
He has the mane around his shoulder, the antenna type thing on the top of his head. I know it's his hair, but it kind of looks like an antenna. He has the mask, if you count his eye patch as one. He even has similar markings. And heck, even his skills are a near perfect match for a cryo abyss mage. When one of those attacks, they normally shoot out an icicle at you in one direction. Kaya does the same thing, only with a wider range. When an abyss mage is regenerating their shield, they have these icicles swirl around them, just like when Kaya uses his elemental burst. And while it doesn't help his combat role at all, Kaya does have a constellation that gives him one of those bubble shields. This effectively makes him an uncorrupted abyss mage, while Child is more like an abyss herald. And Kaya has a bunch of hidden references to eyes on top of that. Kaya's constellation is Pavo Ocelus, or Ocelus? Pavo Ocelus. Listen, I'm not good at pronunciation. Anyway, Pavo means peacock and Ocelus means eye. Together, the constellation name is Peacock's Eye, or eye in the peacock's tail feather, since the tail feather is the reason why peacocks are associated with eyes to begin with. Not only is his constellation focusing on the eyes of the peacock feather by name, but the actual eye of the peacock itself is located as his first constellation, which is named Excellent Blood. Then there's Ball. In her very first appearance during the Archon quest of version 1.6, she's shown with only one eye, her right eye, flashing red just before she cuts down Kazuha's friend. This is the same Ball that enacted the Vision Hunt decree, or the hunt for the eyes of God, only to then reappear with a strange eye-covered structure behind her that's shaped like the icon from the Battle Pass. And don't forget about little Wind Spirit Venti here. This little bitty cute pie only has one eye. In fact, if you pay attention to each of his appearances as his story progresses, you'll note that he gains a second eye, but it's small and incredibly disproportionate to his original eye. It's weird. Also, why the heck does Venti look like the littlest, tiniest, itty-bittiest abyss mage? He has the robe, the antenna, and a face that could easily match the black masks of the abyss mages. He's just pocket-sized, with wings. But we've also never had an Anemo abyss mage, so maybe those have wings. We don't know. Is Venti from the abyss? Is that possible? You know what? I don't want to think about it. Anyway, here's what this all boils down to for me. The power of God, the true God, the original God, is likely represented as an eye in Genshin, the pinnacle manifestation of which may be the Sustainer herself. So if then the eye of God is a vision that grants abilities to the user based on their, as Kazuha says, criteria, then what of delusions? By the name alone, we can assume that the user loses sight of something, likely their identity? To delude oneself into power, to lose oneself in the abyss? To mask and hide oneself in order to pretend to be something or someone else and still have the whole process be reversible? Maybe? Maybe without a mask to conceal one's identity, then the abyss might corrode someone so quickly that they are forced into a mask that actually replaces their face, regardless of their choice. I mean, is that not the purpose of masks? A substitute for one's identity, whether temporary or permanent? I'd love to hear what you guys think. So thanks so much for making it to the end of this video. You guys rock. If you enjoyed this theory, there's lots more to come, so stick around. If you can't wait, why not check out the Conria Lore Discord server? Links in the description box, and maybe I'll see you there. Oh, and just a reminder that any corrections or notes for this video will be pinned in the comment below. Make sure you check it. In the meantime, this is Ashikai, searching for yet another rabbit hole to fall down. Oh dear.
Interesting. There. There's quite a big download. Speaking of megabytes. Well, what does that need to verify the file integrity? And what does that even do? Weird. they fixed Yoimiya. Cool. Interesting. Okay. So my resin is 158. Food, or what do I need to do? It's the book, stick, freedom, prosperity, and then different transits. I could get that to 9 if I got one more. I could get you to 7 if I had more freedom. I have so many of these, goddammit. I need freedom dungeon. So, more Bennett gameplay. This will go long enough to where I get the 2 resin that I need. Dealer. Good lord.
Adventure time.
Still not sure if it's more depressing that people aren't 90 or the fact that I'm 90.
Benny's Adventure Team, assemble! Everybody stand back! Keep up! To the tape! Light it up! Adventure time! Teamwork is dreamwork!
What's your guys' opinion on the game filter? Will it be darker? Is it better or worse?
We go.
I guess with the darker screen, it's more of a showcase of what I get instead of being able to see the other players.
We go.
1000 damage. Wow, the FPS drop. What is with this lag? Jesus Christ. So we got Abyss Mage spawn killed. Damn it. been better to be Bennett. Oh well. Not just that. Two more.
Good things come to those who don't wait around. That's what they say, anyway. Oh, and what?
Alright. I think the plan is Mora. Because tomorrow I have no Mora. So much swarm. Is that there? No? Yeah, it is. Did I ever get the paramedic transformer? I never did. Damn. So little. Also, I'm finding that they didn't put any of the Inazuma stuff in the book. Transformer. Oh, there it is. Got all three.
Everybody stand back! By royal decree, Shadow Raven, let that fall!
No rest for the wicked.
Time to go! Oz, reveal! This isn't good!
Damn it. Oh my god. Look at that actually.
Sacred name, fortune preserver.
Could have used quickly. Really powered. In the middle of something. Oh my god. This guy. say Pellid was ever worthless. God damn it. Well, I'll let that float away. That's already. What achievement did I get? 40%. Gather 200. 800? 800? Really? Ugh. Oh, at least I get that next achievement in 3 days. The first patch. Oh, that's so depressing to hear.
This round is
Level 6 fishing lane. Puggers. What I want. Seven. That's enough.
if you ever have it.
Does that mean... What's over?
Meeting you has clearly opened my eyes to things other than cooking. Like what? Well, such as... for example... Oh, I can't think when you put me on the spot. Forget it. I'll stick to cooking from now on. I have a new recipe for you to try, actually.
actually did.
I'm in a dilemma and I don't know how to solve it. It isn't like me to get so worked up over nothing. Well, here's the thing. I always love getting you to try my latest recipes, but I'm worried that my food might not agree with your stomach, and I can't bear the thought of that happening. What should I do?
Food poisoning. Turn it off.
Want to come over for tea?
Alright. Let's go to Inazuma and deal with the commissions. Still waiting for the day I get the ones I need back. But I will. They put a time trial over here. Lord. It's a bit out of the way, is this not? Oh, right. Okay, mate. The strategy there was defeat the Hydro through the heal characters, and then go from there. Wait, why is it down? Why is it down? Oh, I don't like that. Hello, Kabuto. Use our character.
Adventure time.
There we go. 5 or not. But I made my job. Let me do that. Oh well. So pocket 10 will.
Still taste the sweetness of your lips, the way you lick my fingertips, while I blow your cigarette. Oh, it's just this feeling deep inside. I can't get you off my mind. Will you stay here for the night?
I don't understand why we have to go far away just to talk with pylon. Whatever. Shut that open. And that's like an extra button. I think so. Work your magic. 2? Man. I got 9 gold out of that. Let's get that side. Oh, I'm still 100,000 away. Damn it. So we're doing about seems to be tomorrow. Until Theater Mechanicus. Theater Mechanicus is done, but I already finished it. I think we should do a rock run. That kills all time. I know I collected crystals yesterday. Pretty sure it's just a street that run through everything. For Mondstadt, at least.
I tell you a story about me and you. Out on the water, surrounded by the blue. They scream that only I was saved. I told myself the line that I just let it float. I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. Float away, float away. Yeah, I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away.
I think it's too early to do a rock run. I don't. Let's go see if
Tell you a story about you and me. Stuck on the water, the waves are getting deep. They scream that only I can breathe.
yeah. Dragon Spine Ore has been resolved.
If you're not with me, I'd rather not be safe. There's no decision to make. If you're not with me, I'll just let it float away.
Talk to the clock, but to
Still taste the sweetness of your lips, the way you lick my fingertips, while I blow your cigarette. Oh, it's just this feeling deep inside. I can't get you off my mind.
I don't know why I'm still doing this if I don't need the weapons.
Let me treat you right.
Oh well. Do you want it? I need 2 of this spear. Oh wait. No, that's nice. Wasn't there a... Oh, the orb. That's what I'm missing. Don't have the orb yet. or the magic weapon for Dragon's Fire.
Release the tension in the air. Will you pull me down like that? Will you turn me oh so bad? Oh, it's just this feeling deep inside. Now my thoughts are running wild. When your body's into mine, going round and round. For you, I let you break my heart in two. Right to the end of the earth with you. There's nothing that I wouldn't do. You're so dangerous, dangerous for you. Ready to jump right off the edge. Don't care if I can't catch my breath. There's nothing that I wouldn't do. You're so dangerous, dangerous.
I tell you a story about me and you. Out on the water, surrounded by the blue. They scream that only I'll be saved. The toss off the line, but I just let it float away. I'll let it float away.
Damn it, I missed. Landed too early.
With the wind.
Where did the other one go? I don't know. Where did it happen? Don't care to find. Yeah. So you're supposed to do that before you go on top of the mountain. Forgetting my bird routes. Such. official event. Doesn't seem like it.
I can't say anything anyway, so just believe me. Even if the words don't come out,
Oh well.
they're here inside my head.
Let's do artifact. Hopefully we can get one more that way.
With the wind. Phew. With the wind.
We're a couple of birds in a wolf den, but to us it still feels like heaven. 'Cause we don't let the bad vibes get in, we don't let them win. Testify to the strength of a true bomb, flying high over the heads of a root mob, staying at the revolution of the whole clock, killing all with love.
Nope, still side two. Oh, I can't believe that still does that. How many months? Really? 11 months in? How did I climb that? I wish I had a pink Celia just for this song. Also, I'm realizing with all these songs, they're all the ones I like. So which means my preferred genre of electronic music is indie dance. Good thing to find out. How does that guy even see me? But never saw me when I was beta.
Come with me.
Send one, send them all. Go!
Avoid the creep. Follow me.
Okay, faster.
Test subject.
Made the bird smarter. Oh well. Still don't know why there's 3 there, but whatever.
With the wind.
It'd be interesting if there's an achievement for the all 3. I know Mario puts weird achievements for the smallest lands. Damn it. He went in that HP. Ugh. Couple 6.2. I don't like that.
wise words in the young. I think we've only just begun. And most of that's about I couldn't have no better still. I just wanted you to know. I don't know where I am right now. I struggle to make it, but we got there somehow. We spend the time to get you good on just right. And I've hit on the door so they can pass us the night. You knew where I would be when you opened my eyes. When you got from me, I left behind the sun. Cause you said that it was hard. And after we were for a while, I knew that we would be riding the whole instead.
Senator.
I got you twirling around. I've got the safest watch as you come back to the ground. Spinning around, our thoughts are spinning around. Tell me if we will be right, no one can catch us down.
Senator. Seems to be maybe it was just the exact. Nice to know. Seems easy enough. So it's all of these strings. Right, better.
Just for the win.
Sooner we're done, the better.
76.
You can't run! Punishment! Yeah, you can't run.
Picked the wrong test subject.
You can't run. Judgment. Lights out. You can't run. You can't run. On, reveal light. Judgment.
Really? Can't you just go to Thor? Really dumb.
Time goes by, soon you go. Don't be sad, your head bones, girl. I hope that I can do this right. Make sure you feel safe tonight. Make sure you feel safe tonight.
Did I just summon a Thor? I think I lagged because the Thor was summoned. That moment when Mario adds more stuff to the game. Jesus Christ. Why is it targeting the flower? Damn it. What the fuck? Oh.
You can't run! Yeah! Shiver! You can't run! By royal decree, judgment! can't run.
There's only two? Not bad. I'm gonna call it here for today. Let's find someone to raid. This person, so. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. See you tomorrow. It'll be a wonderful day, night, morning, evening, afternoon. Enjoy your time without me. Until tomorrow, I'll be dropping a follow. It would help me out.